Mary, tell us all about our favorite person in the world, Emily Ratatouille.
She really is our favorite actress slash model. The derogatory term for which is slashy.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
If you are I mean, it's almost a way to dunk on celebrity activists too. If you're an actress slash model slash activist slash
every young
whatever,
actress has like activist in their Instagram or their Twitter now. You
can't just do one thing. She's an actress slash model slash podcaster slash
also look
whatever.
to names like that. One of the things that's funny, like the people that put like CEO of a company in their bio are usually not the people that are actually the CEO of something important. Like actual CEOs put like something pithy in their bios, or it's about their family or something like that. Like Elon Musk does
depends on the size of the company.
That's okay. But I'm saying,
depends on the person too.
It depends on the person. I'm just saying that, you know, like if you run a business, the same. So what's she doing?
She recently had an interview with the LA Times where she explained why she stopped acting. And it's definitely you can't fire me, I quit situation, evidently. And she completely blames the men in Hollywood for being so hateful toward women. She said, I didn't feel like I'm an artist performing and this is my outlet. I felt like a piece of meat who people were judging, saying, does she have anything else other than her breasts? What kind of question is that?
She's an interesting one to me because
this is projection.
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't know what she actually expects to it. Also, like, wasn't they mostly shut down during COVID?
Well, she was acting long before COVID ever happened, but she quit. Supposedly because she was ran out of Hollywood for being such an empowered woman.
Yeah.
Which is really just patchworking the narrative when you couldn't land the roles that you wanted, right? Every role that she wanted, she didn't get, and the roles that she didn't want, she got and then didn't take for bogus reasons. Because everywhere that someone like this looks, there is a misogynist creeping around the corner. Like everywhere she looks, there is misogyny.
What's the thing? It's like when everything is when every problem is a nail. When all you have is a hammer, every problem is a nail, right?
Yeah.
Like it becomes the go-to explanation for every problem in your life.
Yeah.
Everyone's out to get her. When this is the definition of a person who has had like every opportunity handed to her. If you were hot, moderately articulate, and got a few opportunities at the beginning of your career that allowed you to now be like the slashy with a podcast that makes headlines where you talk about dating.
The slashy.
Is that from something? Is that from Zoolander? Somebody said that was from Zoolander.
Is it?
Is that I don't even.
I'm not aware of where
if it is. If it is, I don't remember.
I'm not aware of where it's from.
If it is that I didn't.
I think I actually
remember.
heard it from the Hari Neff, but
I
don't know if
because I was like
came
somebody
up
like
with it.
in the chat, Quiet and Ari's like, Brett, that slur is from Zoolander. Did you hit your head, bro? Like,
okay, I watched Zoolander way too long ago to remember.
It's been
slashy is a slur now.
Yeah, I guess so. Just like boomer is a slur, right?
Remember
when OK Boomer was called a slur?
Whatever happened?
Okay. So it's a slur. Are you not supposed to say slurs? Are all slurs equal? Because I do not feel comfortable with the N-word.
Literally,
but slashy, I really don't have.
Were like
I'll dive right into that one with a reckless abandon.
Boomers were saying that OK Boomer is the equivalent to the N-word.
Shut the F up, Boomer.
Also, whatever happened to Nico Lowell? What's she doing these days?
Getting
Not
large.
Much.
Yeah.
Doesn't she live in Austin and she like lives in some high rise in Austin and still does Twitch?
I don't know, but I've heard and seen pictures. She's just putting on the weight.
Oh,
apparently.
Okay, yeah. So it is from. That is so funny. Now I'm gonna go rewatch Zoolander this weekend. Holy crap!
Ratatouille also said that she realized if she wanted to continue acting, it would mean having to make herself quote digestible to powerful men in Hollywood. She fired her acting agent, commercial rep, and manager in early 2020 as a result. So this is like probably before COVID.
Yeah.
She just realized that, you know, in order to make it in Hollywood, you have to be likable.
I mean,
is that the big revelation she came to?
Do you really need to be likable in Hollywood? Jada Pinkett Smith still works. She's not likable at all. I guess she's kind of grandmothered in.
Is she acting still?
I mean, she was. I mean, literally the last thing I remember her on was Gotham, and that
she's just telling Will Smith to go get
go
stuff for her.
That's so like for her. It's also
she gets her pet project about African queens now.
And also like it's kind of like quiet. She can be like quiet quitting, where like if you like, I've been watching like a bunch of videos about quiet quitting, about how it's basically just it's just doing the job you were hired to do, because most companies expect you to go above and beyond anyways, right? So for her, she can just quiet quit, because when she says quitting, like what studio executives is she talking about? And was her acting demo? It's like it would be like Julia Fox saying this stuff, right?
About
like,
her reps, she said, "I didn't trust them. I was like, I can handle receiving phone calls. I'll make the decisions. None of you have my best interest at heart, and you all hate women."
See, that was fine up until the all hate women part.
Yeah, well, that was big. No, anyway.
I mean, would you expect a talent agent to act like your family member? Like, why would they have your best interests at heart? All they're trying to do is get you jobs, and you're unsatisfied with the jobs that you're able to get.
Yeah. And for a lot of them, right? Like, I mean, there's a long history of agents and managers taking advantage of actors. That's not in any way new to anyone.
Sure.
The hating women part is hilarious. How she has to.
Where does that come from?
That comes from
source.
That comes from the fact that she's too wealthy to actually be a victim.
Yeah.
She's too wealthy and privileged to be a victim, so she has to go ahead and throw out some kind of victimhood, because victimhood is social capital today.
It's so weird.
One of the most privileged, wealthy people in America has to throw out, "Oh, check it out, I'm a victim this way." Shut your mouth. No one should feel bad for you for anything at all.
Her and Julia Fox should start their own talent agency. They can call it No Talent. And then they can have it can stand for something. New Order Talent. It'll be No Talent, and that'll be the name of the talent agency.
Not ovulating talent.
Yes, you're doing
women
great
on
today.
the pill.
Yes, and they only get hired to do ads for birth control. That's all they get hired for.
You know what's sad? Vanessa Hudgens is on the birth control implant ads now.
They make implants for birth control?
You didn't know that?
Oh no. Okay. Yes. At least I've.
They put it in your arm.
It's like under the skin or whatever. That's scary in a lot of ways. Now there's like Julia Fox can. She'll eventually get. They'll start acting again. I bet you Emily Ratatouille ends up acting in the next couple of years. She'll get brought in for art house films.
Yeah. I just think that when someone like Imrata says Hollywood is effed.
Yeah. She's right.
She doesn't. She's right on accident. She doesn't mean it in the way that we mean it.
Yeah.
She said. She said, "Right now, I'm not interested in men's point of views because they're lies, and I don't mean infidelity. This is an effed up world. Hollywood is effed up, and it's dark. I had a hard time even being at a party like that, but then having a part of me that was so connected to it was even harder." Yeah. Talking about when her husband, like they were like toward the end of her marriage, her husband was like drunk at a party and encouraged this part's dark actually. She said that the way her husband glided through the room full of men when two years before, those women had been kissing Harvey Weinstein's ring, metaphorically, encouraging young female clients to take meetings with Harvey Weinstein in hotel rooms.
Does anybody believe that there isn't just a replacement Harvey Weinstein?
She hated that her husband was connected to all of these men. This is the thing. She's saying Hollywood is effed because the men in it hate women. And it's like, do you think that the men in Hollywood represent men as a whole? You live in an incredibly insulated point of view if you think that. Yeah. Like maybe you're totally valid in saying that, but Hollywood men are the worst men in society.
There is an idea of what entertainers are like, and some are like that, but it's not reflective of people. And the entertainers that become successful, there are certain personality traits that they have that helps them become successful. And a lot of times those things are not conducive to trusting relationships and stuff like that. Again, I'm not saying everyone, but that's not that's not reflective of the population.
What kind of traits?
So if you're in a relationship with someone, you can't be like, well, I'm going to do this because it's best for my relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to do stuff that's best for your
career. Yeah.
And those kind of decisions, they build up in a relationship, you know? And so you're going to get people that will make those decisions, that will choose their going out and networking and being around people and going out and behaving badly and et cetera, so that way they can be among the people that can help their career.
You're killing me,
Smalls.
Thank you.
And I think a problem is like a lot of what they end up promoting is stuff that they value.
Every time that starts, you kind of go, there's like a
You have to
flinch.
brace yourself.
You get used to it eventually. That means that the shows and movies and things and values that they end up promoting are values that are beneficial to them, not values that are actually beneficial to the average everyday person.
I think you're right, but I think that also the type of personality that it takes. You have to be a certain level of ambitious.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to go and be in places where maybe there's some questionable behavior going on about, in people that you're supposed to be friendly with or whatever.
Would you say you relate to that?
Pardon me?
Do you relate to that?
I don't relate to it, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that it happens. By saying that I relate to it, it kind of implies that I partake in
they
that
also-
behavior.
No.
But I definitely.
I mean, like the way she's saying she watched the behavior of other people that was disturbing.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of behavior like that. Absolutely, and it's not just in the entertainment industry, but it tends to be people that excel. People that are at the top of their field and stuff like that. There are personality traits that help them get there, and a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, they're not the personality traits that make a relationship work.
Well, also, like, that type of type A person has to,
Sure.
whether you want to call it stepping on their toes or just putting their own needs first, end up rubbing a lot of people the wrong way because it's kind of like the stereotypical memes about the idea of like, you have to not care what people think about you, which is always framed in a way as like people are going to say things about you that aren't true, but just don't worry about it. When actually what it could mean for them is that they're saying things that are true. You just still also can't care what people think about you. Mm-hmm. And that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I think also the funny thing is for actors, they have to be as fragile as a lot of them tend to be because of how vulnerable the profession makes them, the actual act of acting, the profession of acting. They have to be very good at taking rejection because they get rejected constantly. When you go to thousands of auditions and you get maybe a couple of roles and that's all you end up getting, we're always microanalyzing like the smallest percentile of these people, which are the ones that are actually successful, when there's thousands, if not millions, of other actors in Hollywood that aren't getting any roles. That
Those
are
called
doing
waiters.
Yes, they're waiters and they do Viagra commercials every once in a while, and that's about it.
That Viagra commercial is going to pay the bills. That's
Yeah.
making it.
Yeah. So it's like, then we wonder why when they come out on social media and they're touchy and they don't take criticism well, I think they're kind of rubbed raw from the profession that they do, on top of the fact that they just don't live the lives that normal people live, that you and I would live.
I think that Emrata is just pathologically obsessed with men and male attention, whether it's positive or negative, and can't stop talking about it.
And she should maybe hold off on these opinions until she learns to hold her child properly.
Yeah.
She's
Support the head.
There is no
Please.
pictures of her.
Support his little neck. He doesn't have the musculature to hold his head up when he's only like 6 months old.
She's like holding it by the arm like a Raggedy Ann doll. Like, come on, dude. I don't know. For her,
Always is such a weird.
do you think that we're past the age now where it used to be kind of beneficial for actors to be the stronger silent type, meaning that like there was a level of professionalism in staying quiet? You were seen a certain way for being someone you could understand that they held the secrets of the industry, and there's no benefit to that anymore.
Are you talking about?
Think about a Margot Robbie. I'm sure she's got some stories she could tell us, but she doesn't tell us because she's making money.
Yeah.
She's got she can be seen as somebody who can promote your movie, be an A-list celebrity, and also, you know, keep the secrets that Hollywood has likely shown her.
Is she A-list?
Margot Robbie's is close to
Yeah.
an A-list. Yeah, her and Gal Gadot are as close to A-list female celebrities.
I would say Gal is. I wouldn't say Mar. I would.
If anything, I would say Gal is more B than A.
Really?
Margot's A.
I see Margot as A-list. I see them both. I
And
see
Anya
them both
Taylor
as,
Joy is A.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, them and I used to see
And Ana de
Emily,
Armas.
or yes, also Emily Blunt used to be that way. I think she's kind
Not
of
anymore.
getting older now, and she's the one married.
Yeah,
to
but
John
I mean,
Krasinski,
age doesn't
right?
have anything to do with.
But I'm saying, but she's not transitioning into the roles as quickly as a lot of the other actors who do that.
Okay.
Though she did do, I guess, Quiet Place Part 2 and stuff like that. But I don't see Emily Blunt nearly as much as I see Anya Taylor-Joy these days. So I see that a lot of those actors would be expected to keep the secrets of the industry. And a lot of the young talent don't keep the secrets.
Okay.
Does that seem realistic to like now when you think about it, a producer can't just willy-nilly, that's a horrible choice of words, like just proposition these actresses, because you never know which one's going to end up with a podcast and no F's to give that's going to speak about it, right? So maybe that changes the culture eventually.
It's just annoying because she's not speaking out about Harvey Weinstein because she's some kind of moralist in Hollywood. She's speaking about it because she hates men.
Yeah.
If Harvey Weinstein weren't part of the picture, she would still be talking about men and how much they hate women and how they're the root of all evil.
She fails the Bechdel test every single episode.
Every episode of her podcast is
Yeah.
about hating men. Every single one.
Does that type of generalization bug you? Like, one of the problems that I have doing the show a lot of times is, like, I kind of grapple between the ideas. Like, a lot of times if we're talking about a celebrity and their interpersonal life, right? I like to extrapolate that outwards to talk more about what the concepts behind it are, whether it's relationship issues, how things differ between the rich and the famous in their lives. Like when we were talking about Taylor Swift, there's a unique case of somebody who's financially incentivized to break up with you because she will make more money by breaking up with you and making music. I find that concept fascinating.
You find the concepts fascinating because you're a guy. I find the people interesting, and her breaking up with Joe Alwyn as an individual.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
It's a weird type of dichotomy but at the same time, I also feel like we tend to generalize too much, and that's not good either. Like, you shouldn't just be hating men. You should be talking about specific situations in which she had bad interactions with men, and then talk about that, but not extrapolate those discussions to mean all of the male populace.
Well, yeah, she also doesn't bother to look at how she's inviting certain types of behavior from men.
I do hate stink bugs. I'm
tolerating
fine
it.
with saying that with a broad brush. I do hate stink bugs.
It's always like the man-hating women are always the ones that tolerate bad behavior from men the most.
Yeah.
So I'm just tired of hearing about it.
Also, let's face it, she just wasn't getting calls back, and that's quitting. It's like, you can't fire me, I quit.
Yes,
That's what it is. You said, like, you haven't had like this is like your first regular job, like 9 to 5 job in like a long time because you've been performing for so long. Is there a music equivalent to that? You can't fire me, I quit.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, no. I mean, for me, it's like I own all that remains. So
Yeah.
I can't get fired because
Somebody could like not let you do a gig, and you could be like you could be going to a venue, and they'd be like, we don't want you performing here. Be like, well, you can't make me not perform here. I quit.
I guess that could happen.
You should put
I mean-
CEO in your bio.
No.
CEO of all that remains.
Have you read my bio? It says something along the lines of I yell at a stick. So
I don't know. Like, she's who's more interesting, her or Julia Fox?
Julia Fox.
More interesting?
Yeah.
Because her
only
takes are more
marginally.
unhinged.
Yeah, she's
like-
less.
It feels like Julia Fox gives more unhinged takes because she wants to upset you, which I actually kind of find funny. Like right now, I keep talking about how I'm actually laughing at all the Dylan Mulvaney stuff because it just feels like a troll to me.
I mean, the Dylan Mulvaney stuff is. I really think that he's just about the social media, just about attention. There's no
Honesty.
there's no LGBT in there at all. It's just about like Like, I mean, maybe he's gay, yeah, but like, it's just like, how can I get
Makes
people
you
to
wonder
look at
how
me?
much overlap there is in other situations
Oh,
between those two
gee,
things.
I wonder.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.